M.Y.O, or Make Up Your Own Cosmetic Cases, is an eco-conscious beauty brand that is helping people reimagine the way they do beauty. We
Yeah.
have the founder and CEO Suzanne with us, who's building this ethical, environmentally conscious, and socially responsible business. Thanks a lot for joining us today, Suzanne.
Thank you. Thanks for having me today. Yeah.
Just to get started, you are redefining the approach to makeup by keeping people and the planet in mind. So, could you tell us more about what exactly are you building at MYO?
My company started a couple of years ago when I was purchasing makeup for myself and my teenage daughters at the time, where we were wanting
Okay.
to be more mindful of our cosmetic consumption. So we were purchasing just single individual, I don't know if you can see here, just individual
Yeah.
eyeshadow pans. Instead of buying a palette of 12 colors, where
Mhm.
statistically we use 2 to 4, we were purchasing just the colors that we wanted. And we felt pretty good about that. We felt very good about that, in fact. However, there wasn't a case that I could put my our new purchased makeup in that would keep it safe and secure. There were a couple of sort of cardboard cases out on the market. However, if you were to drop that and your makeup went everywhere, you would lose everything.
Right.
So I looked into the mainstream beauty world to see if I could find a solution. There was nothing there. So I went to the pros. We're in Vancouver, so Hollywood North, lots of makeup artists here. So I went to makeup artists and started asking questions about like a secure case that I could start carrying my new makeup in. And
Mhm.
as I was asking them questions about the features that I was looking for in a product, they said they would love that too. Um, so I started doing more research and decided, in fact, to create my own solution for this challenge that I was having, that I knew that makeup artists were looking for as well. However, in deciding to actually start my company, the first thing I thought about was that it had to be mindful of people and planet. With two teenage
Mhm.
daughters at home, thinking about the world that we're leaving behind to them, and particularly having being a business and thinking about all the impacts that a business can have, it had to be an environmentally and socially conscious company. So I started operating my business in that, based on that premise. And actually very proud to say, after well, it took over a year to go through the whole process to become a B-Corp certified company. So we became
Right.
B-Corp certified in 2019
Okay.
on Earth Day. So like a huge
Nice.
celebration in 2020, and a huge, yeah, in 2020. So a huge
Interesting.
celebration.
Awesome. And I mean, I'm really glad that you took that step first of starting a business and then, doing that in an impactful manner, impactful for the people and the planet. And moving ahead on the same line, so you're doing a lot, you have taken a lot of initiatives in your entire supply chain, right? From
Yeah.
designing your products to the final delivery. Everything I was reading about you, and everything has something sustainable or socially impactful attached to it. So could you just walk us through some of them?
Mm. Yeah, so in making the commitment to be like an environmentally conscientious company, the one thing that we wanted to do was to have our cases made locally. So I'm in Vancouver, Canada. Our cases are actually manufactured locally, with 90% of our materials sourced within North America as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, every business decision we make, we think about people and planet. We have an electric car that we use for transportation. We think about the shipping, yeah, even the shipping materials that we use are, it's currently made of a 30% post recycled material. And the nice thing about operating a business with the B Corp philosophy, be it that you are B Corp certified or not, is that you're constantly looking to make incremental improvements. So based
Mm-hmm.
on sort of what we can afford now as a smaller startup company, we invest in that for a company. And as we grow, we're really excited to be able to invest in better options. Our
Mm-hmm.
case is currently actually made of, it is made of a plastic material. And however, we looked into a lot of different things related to the material as well. So we use one virgin material, and we have a take back program. We are also one of the signatories to the New Plastic Economy Global Commitment through the Ellen MacArthur Foundation in the United Kingdom, and they're in partnership
Okay.
with the United Nations Environmental Committee. So we are publicly committed to eliminating unnecessary plastics and single-use plastics,
Mm-hmm.
to innovating reusable, refillable products. And our case is actually a reusable, refillable cosmetic
Okay.
case, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like your zero waste forever makeup case.
Right.
And we're also working towards compostable. So we've already prototyped a compostable cosmetic case that you could compost in your backyard.
Wow.
It is, yeah, it's a material out of Montreal, Canada, made
Okay.
of pulp waste. So from a mill. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty amazing. So we're excited to sort of be heading down that path as well. And the third thing that we're committed to doing is operating our business in a circular business model. And so a
Mm-hmm.
circular economy business model means that we think about the end of life of our product while we're
Mm-hmm.
designing it, in the design of it. And so
Okay.
we have our take back program. So if you send our cases back to us, we give you a discount on purchasing another case, and we will disassemble our cases, wash it, chip it down, and turn it back into another case. Yeah.
Okay.
And the manufacturer that we work with as well, we interviewed 3 different manufacturers. The one that we work with, they are ISO certified to manufacture medical grade materials. Our cases
Okay.
are made of both food and medical grade materials because it has makeup and cosmetics in it. That was important to us. They have a recycling program where they recycle everything in their facility. They also have a water refiltration system. So
Okay.
water cools the molding machines that they use. And instead of just sort of dumping that out, they have a system where it filtrates it and reuses that water consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Mm-hmm.
think about all those kinds of things.
It's so cool. I mean, get your cosmetics delivered in an electric vehicle, and once you use that, you can just decompose them in your backyard. So that's
Eventually,
such a,
yeah, we're
yeah.
working towards that. That would be,
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
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 and the take back program. I mean, that's
yeah,
a great initiative as well. I think you mentioned about your manufacturer, so that's a great point as well, because you can't do everything yourself, but you can find great partners to work with who
yeah.
also are purpose driven. So great step in that direction too. So thanks for sharing all those insights
Mhm.
about your supply chain. Moving slightly to your personal journey, you were a successful consultant before taking a plunge into the field of entrepreneurship. So you touched upon it a bit, but what really pushed you to becoming an entrepreneur, and that too with a, a socially impactful and focused on sustainability? So what pushed you there?
My previous career, I was 20 years working designing corporate training. So I worked with large corporations that would come to me with a human resources challenge, usually related around customer service,
Hmm.
and invite me to come in and design a training program for them. So mo- most often when they came to me with what they thought was the problem wasn't actually the problem.
Okay.
So I would start to actually research the industry that they were in, their company, where their company sits in the market,
Right.
through the company, what the job descriptions were of their employees that they hired, interview the employees, talk to customers, find out what
Hmm.
customers' experiences are, and then find out where all the gaps are. And then I would design a training program for the staff to help the business improve efficiencies through their people. So to help them do their jobs faster, quicker, more efficiently, and have greater and more positive customer experiences as well. So that's kind of what I did for 20 years. So when I was looking for this case for myself and found that there was a gap there, I started to apply that process that I'd used for 20 years in my corporate training experience to the design and development of this case. And
Hmm.
I guess just after 20 years of doing the same thing, it's kind of excited me to look at doing something different,
Right.
yet also really pulling in the experience that I'd had over those 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I could actually create something that was mindful of people and planet. So our case actually is twofold as well. So we have two models. We have one that is for professional makeup artists, and then we have another one that is for like the everyday beauty user. Uh, I have two Gen Z daughters at home, and so they love the cases. And so we're hoping that this year is are the year that we're planning to sort of segue and start to market into like the Gen Z and minimalist millennials. But for the
Mm-hmm.
pro makeup artists, this is our case. It truly is a COVID safety touch-up tool. So makeup artists are
Okay.
using this on set. It has a spring latch, so it won't open unless you open it. So it has makeup in here, and we have individual little containers in here. So right
Okay.
now with COVID and onset, they want to reduce the environmental exposure of products that they're putting on the talent or the actors. And so this
Mm-hmm.
case is allowing them to do that. In addition, we chose materials specifically so that they could be clean, sanitized, and disinfected. So it's perfect, and it's being used globally. During COVID, we brought on 5 new retailers.
Right.
Um, we're on like Supergirl, Batwoman, RuPaul's Drag Race,
Yeah.
all kinds of movie sets. It's pretty exciting. The other thing is, even so, and for our everyday consumers as well, there are over 140 billion units of cosmetic packaging that are produced globally per year.
Okay.
And we are actually working to reduce that by having
Right.
this reuse refill case. It's going to reduce the extra packaging that ends up in the landfills. And not only the packaging, like I said earlier, if you buy a palette of
Mm-hmm.
makeup that's got 12 colors where you just use 2 to 4, those cosmetics end up in the landfill as well, which are toxic.
Mm-hmm.
And there are lots and lots of brands that already sell individual single pan makeup. So
Mm-hmm.
we now just have this amazing sort of vessel that
Right.
people can use on a daily basis. And one of the other really exciting things about this too is that you can use this daily every morning, and
Yeah.
then you can use one of the little containers that we have here. I'll just pop it
Mm-hmm.
out and show you.
Sure.
And you can just put in a concealer, some sunscreen, a little lip gloss, and
Yeah.
then you take the whole kit and you pop it in your purse, and you've got a touch-up kit on the go. You
Yeah.
can fill up your little, we call them M.Y.O makeup pods, with a little bit more foundation,
Mm-hmm.
cleanser, and you've got a kit for a weekend away as well. So it's really convenient. We're really most excited this year, though, to really segue into the everyday world, to start to chip
Okay.
away at that 140 billion units of packaging that are produced globally that we
That.
want to start to reduce. And based on the our world today
Mm.
and the situation, people really are more mindful of our planet right now. And we have
Yeah.
to make decisions on a daily basis to ensure
Mm-hmm.
that we do have a healthy planet for future generations. People
For
are
sure.
decluttering, they're minimizing, they're rethinking what they care about. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just a really great time to get this product in the hands of everyday beauties.
Your journey into entrepreneurship, I can imagine, like it would have been full of challenges. So, but as you said, people are thinking about, more about the planet, and there are founders who are building impactful businesses like yours. So, what would your advice be to founders who are just getting started on this path to building an impactful business?
Um, you know what? My initial advice is look up B Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there are over 300,000 businesses that have applied to become a B Corp. Only
Right.
3,500 have actually met their stringent and
Mm-hmm.
meticulous standards. So it's quite
Mm-hmm.
a coup to become a B Corp certified company. However, through assessment process,
Right.
it assists you to learn about the types of decisions that really make you aware of how to operate your company as a
Mm-hmm.
social and environmentally conscious company. So
Mm-hmm.
it's again, you don't necessarily have to become a B Corp certified company. However, it
Yeah.
just makes you aware of so thinking about your supply chain. Are the companies you work with, do their employees get paid a living wage? Do they have sustainable environmental policies in place, and what are they? And so make these standard questions that you ask all your suppliers. And by going through that assessment, it really helps you sort of make those decisions or think about the decisions and the questions you want to ask as you grow your business.
Right.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
assessment is free, I guess.
It's free. It's free to go through
Yeah.
the assessment. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
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 Yeah. It definitely sets the direction for you as a company. I mean, as an
Yes.
early stage founder, you have so much on your plate, and if you can get something like a rule book to build an impactful business, I mean, why
Yes,
not?
that's exactly what it is. It's an amazing rule book. I call it, it's like a whole philosophy. And once you
Hmm.
learn the questions to continually ask, it just, like you say, it kind of becomes that rule book. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Lastly, Suzanne, I wanted to understand what lies ahead for for M.Y.O. What does it look like in the next 2 to 3 years? So in terms of your markets, in terms of your products, in terms of developing it further. So what are your plans there?
Um, Well, again, so we've been mostly marketing. We've been marketing since we launched in January 2018 to professional
Hmm.
makeup artists.
Okay.
And so we're really looking forward this year to leveraging the love that we have already for pros using our product. And of course, pros are okay to, I say, deconstruct their makeup, where they'll actually take a little bit of their lipstick and put it in one of the little containers.
Hmm.
Um, Whereas everyday people, it's a little more difficult to do that. So really wanting to share the brands that already support um, reducing packaging in our environment by offering the single pan makeup. So encouraging people to look at those brands that already exist, and to really just get it out to the everyday person. I'm really excited to break into that market because that's where we can
Okay.
really make a huge difference, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And you
Yeah.
have your daughters at home to help you do that as
Yeah.
well, like give you the
So we really
initial feedback.
Yeah, we want to market to like the Gen Zs and the
Right.
minimalist millennials. And
Yeah.
with two at home, I say there's kind of like two different makeups for Gen Zs. One is
Yeah.
natural and one is neon. It's not really neon, but it's kind of like flashy and glittery.
Yeah.
And I have one of each at home. In fact, my oldest
Okay.
daughter just graduated from makeup artist school as well.
Oh, nice.
So I have a makeup artist in my home. So that's pretty
Right.
exciting. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So it all stays within the family then.
Yeah. Yes.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Suzanne, for sharing all those insights. It's really inspiring to see you building such an impactful business uh,
Thank you.
after spending so much time in something which was unrelated to this. But it's really nice to
Unrelated,
see
but
you.
yeah, building on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, really nice to see you standing up for it and helping the people and the planet in your own way. So thanks for doing that, and thanks again for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.